Long journey from western Texas Lazy Bee Cattle Ranch to the United States Supreme Court is perhaps untenable, especially for women during the mid part of the last century.
But for Sandra Day O'Connor, it is her life story. ABC's Lindsay Davis reports.
Sandra Day O'Connor began her legal journey at Stanford Law School, graduating third in her class. O'Connor's life was a lesson in balance, a wife and mother, politician and attorney, and devoted Republican. After graduation, despite her outstanding academic record, she wasn't able to get a job with a California law firm because they were reluctant to hire a woman. In an effort to push back from criticism of his opposition to the Equal Rights Amendment, President Ronald Reagan vowed to appoint the first woman to the Supreme Court. He chose O'Connor, a solid conservative.
It's hard to be the only woman on the court, which I experienced for about 10 years or so.
She served for nearly a quarter century under 5 presidents and grew more moderate as the court grew more conservative. She cast the decisive vote in scores of cases on issues ranging from affirmative action to the death penalty for juveniles to abortion to the 2000 election, where she voted to stop the recount in Florida and thus gave the White House to George W. Bush.
Well, we wish we could go through life not deciding cases that cause anguish among a wide percentage of our citizens, but that isn't always going to be.
Justice O'Connor announced her retirement in 2005 to care for her beloved husband, who'd been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. She took her family's private battle with Alzheimer's public as she urged Congress to speed up research on the mind-destroying illness.
Our nation has no real plan.
In 2009, President Barack Obama presented O'Connor with the Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor in the United States. But for all of her notable accomplishments, in the end, the most important thing to her was the opinion of her fellow justices.
I hope they'd say she's a friend and a good colleague.
Lindsay Davis, ABC News.
Well, local lawmakers are reacting to the death of O'Connor. State Senator Lena Taylor says in a statement, quote, "As the first woman seated on the nation's highest court, Justice Sandra Day O'Connor did the heavy lifting. She changed the trajectory of women in law," end quote. Now, the statement also reads, "Regardless of ideology, pedigree, race, or gender, we've all benefited because of her presence and service to this country."